Hello, I am Naya Tracy Busapity, and I will be presenting to you my intervention involving Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFarland, uh, but when it's working with older adult ASL patients. Um, so, when I got the assignment for making an intervention regarding older adult ASL patients, I I just initially went straight to uh, deaf patients, and I did some research on how and why music therapy helps people who are deaf or hard of hearing. Um, And it's actually very interesting that there was research that recognized trends from previous studies that linked emotional and behavioral disorders to the frustration experienced by a deaf person due to their inability to communicate feelings and problems, at least easily with those who don't know ASL, right? And it also seems that depression is that when that hearing impairment and depression have an association between each other. So, if you're having trouble hearing, if you're hearing impaired, then you're more likely to be depressed, which sucks. Because people who have a hearing impairment, at least according to the article by Anna Johnson Ward, uh, the they don't see themselves as disabled in any way. They see themselves as normal, which is amazing, which is true. They are normal. They're normal people, but they are still more likely to be depressed for many reasons. At least according to a study in 2004 regarding that specific detail. So, um, with depression comes anxiety about things. And that's the purpose of this intervention, to give the patient a way to a way to cope with their situation, a technique of some sort. Um, when somebody stresses out, they allow their mind to just go rampant because they don't have anything counteracting that. They're just going all in one direction with nothing stopping them. And that's the same for everybody, pretty much, as far as I know. Um, and with this, the purpose of this intervention is to have them associate this song, the rhythm of with the idea of don't worry, be happy, which is the big idea of this song, which is the main few words of this song. Um, as Don't Worry, Be Happy is structured with the singer talking about a situation that's troublesome, like your rent is late, you don't have any love in your life, or you ain't got no cash and you ain't got no style. But after that, you have he says, "Don't worry, be happy," which in some ways could be seen as mitigating the problem and just making it seem like less. But at times we just need to not worry. We need to take a deep breath and just smile. Find a way to think about the good things in life. And to put it simply, we need to don't worry and be happy. So, um, in the effort to be able to play the song and um, show you how the music will go, show you how the intervention will go, I will put my hand sign version of it, the example for hand signs, in another video. Uh, but in this, I will only be showing just a few of the hand signs that will come along with this song. Because the plan would be is you introduce yourself to the patient, and you say, "Hello, it's Naya. I will be your music therapist today." Um, Imagine this is all in hand signs, and you ask them, "Which, what have you been going through? What have you been dealing with?" And they may not want to tell you, and that's where this comes in, because not only is it supposed to give them a coping mechanism for the future, but right now it's a good pathway for you to connect with your patient. So, what you start with is you give them some type of percussion instrument that doesn't need much effort to hit, right? To make the sound intended. Hopefully, maybe have somebody to either translate for you or to play the guitar with for you, so the rhythm can still be played on the guitar while you're able to either sign, or they're able to sign while you're playing the guitar, right? And you give them the rhythm. I prefer the reggae, one and three, one and three. And while you play and sing or sign, they will be rock. You can encourage them to rock and play that rhythm with them. And you, before you play, you also signal to them you give them a signal for two signs for them, right? They aren't expected to sign at all except for these two sections, which is don't worry, be happy, which is the main takeaway from this. If they don't get anything from it, at the least, the big part is at least they had fun, and at least they remember, don't worry, be happy, right? So to be able to do that, you have to repeat it over and over until it's stuck inside their head, right? Hopefully that's a good thing. um, so let's start. Um, First, you start off with a song with the beginning. You do your own thing, right? Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Now, throughout this song, where the participation comes in and where the hand signs come in is when you play through the first two lines, and then when you get to don't worry, be happy, you stop playing, or you stop singing, and you look at the your patient, and you do the hand signs, so they can do the signs for don't worry, be happy, right? So let's try it again at the very beginning. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Right? So instead of don't worry, you'd be don't worry, be happy. Or you can do it with them. You could say repeat after me. So it's you might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. And then you continue In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. And they can repeat right after you or do it with you. And as you continue, you'll have different verses where you describe pretty rough situations. It doesn't have to be too graphic, and really, you don't need to do it too much. You just need to kind of connect with them by mentioning situations that are difficult. And then when you sing that difficult thing, you follow it up with don't don't worry, be happy. And hopefully that'll give them the encouragement to talk you implore them to mention something that bothers them. What are some struggles that you go through? And while you play or while the other person plays, it'll kind of be like a verse in the song where they play. Uh, so here's an example. At first, you'd be like, don't have no catch, don't have no style, don't have any love to make you smile, don't worry, be happy, right? And then you ask them, so what stressed you out? What's been on your mind? What's been bothering you? Maybe don't be so crass about it. Be a little bit more delicate. And then they'll be like, oh, I wish I had more visitors. You're the first visitor in a while. I miss my grandkids and they're super sweet, but I know they're busy, but I wish they'd come over more. And then you look at them and it's like, I understand. I'm glad I could be here with you. And then you say to them, but remember, worry, be happy. And then you implore them, you do the sign, bam. So they can do it as well while they're after talking about their feelings. So they can have that feeling associated with the idea of don't worry, be happy now. And hopefully that will have a trend of making them feel like they don't have to worry and that they can be happy in their difficult situations. That's the general idea of the intervention. Thank you for listening and giving me your time. Have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless you and goodbye.